Hello, everybody. Welcome into the NBA Front Office Show. We've got a lot to talk about on today's show. As always, plenty of things happening around the NBA. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications as well. We're going to keep you up to date on everything, even once we get into August, and we'll see if the trade market does pick up. We're still going to be right here going through everything with you. So again, hit that subscribe button. Keith, how are you doing? We've got a few things to sink our teeth into today.
Yeah, I'm good. We had a good time last night on playback for Celtics Lakers. Once finally I got it to work, and took me the better part of the first quarter, but we finally got there, and we had a great time with that. Did a bunch of Q&A throughout because let's face it, it was a summer league game, and it wasn't the best summer league game either. So we made the best of it and had a great time anyway. And yeah, we've got some stuff to get into, a little bit lighter right now, as everybody knows. So but still some news. A lot of guards on the move. So I guess there's some of that going on. But yeah, where do you want to start?
Let's start with. In fact, let's just start with those guards right now. In fact, let's begin with Russell Westbrook. Why is he still a Clipper? He's only making $4 million. We've heard he's going to the Denver Nuggets forever. And okay, it's been like a few weeks, but still, in NBA years, this part of the season, like every day feels like an entire year. Why is Russell Westbrook still, as of this moment, a Clipper?
I don't know. It seems like the Nuggets are interested. I think we talked about this on the playback last night.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
All right, let's go here. We'll finish with this. The Warriors are open to Brandin Podziemski or picks for Lauri Markkanen. So we've got the back and forth. We talked about a little bit yesterday that the Warriors want to give up Moses Moody and nothing else to get Lauri Markkanen. The Jazz want everybody, Kuminga, Podziemski, Moody, picks, all the stuff for Markkanen. Now you got it goes back the other way. The Warriors, we will give Podziemski, but not him and picks. Right? Yeah. We can do either. You can have picks or you can have pods. You can't have both. This is all comical at this point.
Yeah. One, just a little peek behind the curtain here for everybody. When we write up these programs, the program we used to record, we create these little banners, and I double checked to make sure Markkanen was spelled right, and you had it. You got it this time. So I was excited for that.
I reminded myself.
Yeah, I mean, and that's two tough ones, right? Podziemski and Markkanen in the same sentence. That's not.
I will admit, I double checked on Podziemski. I double checked on that one just to make sure.
I think, now we're to the point where we're doing a little negotiating through the media, right? Like that's what's happening here. It's like, oh, we can't give up Podziemski and all of the picks, and then let's say this does happen. Maybe it's Podziemski and a pick. Right, maybe that's how it comes together. But Podziemski alone is not enough to get Markkanen, even just salary matching wise. So you needed something else would need to be in the deal, and we'll see how that all comes together. But Shams did say that there was no real sense, because this came out of a thing from Shams Charania on Series 6M NBA radio yesterday. He did say, one of the people interviewing said, well, and Jonathan Kuminga, and he goes, that doesn't really seem to be a thing. He's like, they're really focused on Podziemski and draft picks. This is what the Jazz are focused on. My guess is the Jazz, they have drafted a ton of forwards in the last 2 years. And my guess is they don't want to be in a position where it is, now we have to turn right around and pay Kuminga a whole bunch of money. I think they're looking for, we're going to be terrible if we trade Markkanen. Let's build out with just full-on kids who are under team control for a couple of years, play it out, get a few more guys coming in. Because, right, your ideal situation would be bottom out, get the first pick, draft Cooper Flag, who then immediately comes in and overlaps in position with Jonathan Kuminga. So then it becomes, all right, now we just signed Kuminga and we draft, like, that gets kind of messy, and you'll be almost kind of potentially the same spot. So, but I don't know that they're going to turn their nose up at Jonathan Kuminga either. But it's like, hey, we'll put Kuminga in a trade too. Just doesn't seem like he's enough to headline the package.
Right. That makes sense. Still not sure that this ultimately gets done, but I mean, when there does start to be a little bit of back and forth rather than, hey, we talked about it yesterday. The Jazz are on one end of the spectrum. The Warriors are very far on the other end. They're not close at all. Now, I mean, at least maybe we've moved a little bit towards the center. So who knows if something gets done here or not. But interesting that we are getting this kind of back and forth here. Although, Keith, in general, I mean, sometimes we see some much publicized moves actually get done. But to me, anecdotally, it does seem like it's the moves that get negotiated in silence that are the ones that really wind up happening and get across the finish line. Once it gets public and too much of the back and forth gets out, it seems things can tend to fall apart.
Yeah, and especially with Danny Ainge. It's all the stuff that gets out there that gets talked about all the time. That's rarely the way it goes down with him. Like, think about the Kyrie Irving trade to the Celtics. That came completely out of left field. Like, nobody saw that one coming. And then they were they weren't on his list of teams. So it just kind of comes together that way. So yeah, I think the more we hear about this, the kind of less likely how this is going to go through.